Susan Wisehart, and I'm a holistic psychotherapist and licensed marriage and family therapist. And my specialty is holistic psychotherapy and hypnotherapy and integrating traditional and non-traditional methods. And one of my specialties is past life regression therapy and energy psychology and some other modalities. So the focus is on integrating mind, body, and spirit. And the idea behind this is that we are a whole person, and we can't treat just an aspect of the person without treating the whole person. That, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So we have to look at all aspects of the person to get really true healing. So the methods that I use go to the root of the problem, the origin of the issue, and heal it on a deep unconscious level. So I'll give you an example of one of the modalities that I use. One of my specialties, past life regression therapy. It's based on the idea that we carry over unfinished business like memories, patterns, beliefs, habits from other lifetimes, that we live more than one life, and some of these patterns still influence us and create symptoms or motivate us in ways that we don't know where it comes from. So 95% of the mind is unconscious. So you have to tap in to find out where the origin of some of these issues are. So many of the people who come to me have tried other things. They've tried talk therapy, they've tried other traditional types of therapy, and it's taken them only so far, and they feel stuck. Many of them still have the issues, and they want to get to the root of it. So sometimes past life regression therapy can get to the root of something when other approaches aren't working. For example, I had a woman who came to me really more for traditional therapy, but she was having difficulty with being touched, and she was tactily defensive, and she couldn't get exams, and she couldn't date because she was very defended. And so we did a lot of the traditional things, treating the anxiety. It brought down some of the anxiety, but it really wasn't getting to the core of it. So we did a regression, and it's with hypnosis, and when you're in a deeply relaxed state, the subconscious is open to suggestion. And so I gave her a suggestion: go to the root cause, go to the origin of your difficulty of being touched. Well, it took her back to when she was 13 years old. It was during the Holocaust, and she was running through the forest away from the German soldiers. And she ended up in a camp and was molested by a German soldier. Well, you can imagine she was severely traumatized by that experience. When she got out of the camp, she married somebody from the camp who, with whom she was not able to consummate the marriage, and they had no children. So she was blamed for not having children. So she came out of that lifetime feeling very guilty and very shamed. That pattern carried over into another life, and it was affecting her in this life. So she was very, very walled off. So we worked with that memory to help her forgive it, release it, and I won't go into all the details of the therapy itself during the regression, but she was able to unburden it and to see herself differently. She could see who she was in her perfection and wholeness, and let it go. So after that, she was able to go on and go to doctors. She could start dating. She said, I feel like 1,000 pounds has been lifted off of me. So there's an example where in other types of therapies haven't worked, it got to the root of it and the core of the problem, and she got unstuck and moving forward. So I have many case examples like this. There are skeptics around this and say, well, I don't know if I believe in past lives. But what I tell people is you don't have to believe in it for it to be effective. You can look at it as metaphor, because the subconscious takes it as if it's really happened. It's like the subconscious is very literal. And so when you work with the symbols and the themes that come up to conscious awareness and do the healing work with the symbols and the patterns, it still works. So either way, whether it's metaphor or you believe it as reality, it still is effective.